This is news today. Now, the Human Rights Division of the Accra High Court is adjourned to June 2, 2014, the case in which DSP Gifty Mawinya-Gatahoda is suing the Ghana Police Service for the wrongful termination of her appointment. Joy FM's Evan Mensah was in court on Tuesday with copies of an interview with COP Rosbio Atenga, which lawyers of Gifty Tehoda are presenting as evidence. But the court could not hear the evidence as a CD player was not available. Speaking to newsmen after the proceedings, lawyer for DSP Tehoda, lawyer Voduagu, indicated the interview Evans had with COP Rosbio Atenga was once played in court as evidence. However, when it came to a stage where they had to leave a copy with the court, copies were not enough. He said the court has ordered them to make available a CD player during the next hearing. The case involving DSP Tehoda started sometime September 27, 2011, when one Nanama Martin was arrested for possessing large parcels suspected to be cocaine, which later turned into baking soda. Now, as part of efforts to entrench Ghana's democratic process, the National Commission for Civic Education has begun its week-long public education program with a focus on individual acts of indiscipline that affects the nation. The program started today. My colleague Matilda Humaga has been with the NCCE and brings us this report.
Times that are standard of an individual, it is going to be something that is going to be part of us, and we are going to live a noble life as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Who also heard something? You? Hey, why only the same days? So give us your name.
Okay, my name is Ivan Sasari.
So Evans, tell us, what did you get today?
Okay, the man spoke about discipline. Discipline is one of the key. Named Mr. Professor Awuku. Mr. Professor Bedu Akosa Ajimai. He spoke about discipline, and he said discipline is one of the key to success. If you are not disciplined, you cannot become a great person in future. And he also spoke about punctuality. If you are disciplined, you always have to be punctual. You should be somebody that people can rely on. If you are disciplined, you have to humble yourself. And also, if you are disciplined, you have to respect others so that you can help others to achieve their aim, and also help the school as an individual to achieve their aim. So he spoke about so many things, but basically on discipline. And I believe he also said that if we want our path to be smooth, then we have to be disciplined. We cannot be disciplined without our path being smooth. So I believe the man talked about a lot, and we are also going to insist discipline in our school to help the school achieve its aim and vision.
But
Thank you.
As you as an individual, what are you going to do?
All right. I'll sacrifice some of my time. I'll make sure I'm always in school. I'll come to school on time, and also I'll respect the view of others, because together we stand, divided we fall. So if you respect the view of others, they may give you some sense that you may not have. So if you listen to them, the more you listen to them, you take the good one out from the bad one, so that you help to move forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Evans. Anyone to share something else? Okay. So give us your name.
My name is Obed Nukwekote.
So Obed, tell us, what did you learn today during the interaction?
Professor Ajiman Bedu Kosa speak about discipline. And we say discipline, without discipline, we cannot achieve our aim. So if you are a good leader, you need to be disciplined for your other colleagues to follow, for us to achieve our aim. Because the factors that he spoke about, discipline goes with respect, honesty, reliability, faithfulness. So what I can tell you is that we need to be faithful to others. As a good leader, and be disciplined as well as others. Because the man who spoke was very disciplined, and he spoke with reliability and confidence for us to learn something, because we are now coming, and we need to learn from our elders. For us, when we come, we are the future leaders. So when we come in progress, we have to advise our participants who are coming for the country to be developed well. So that's what the man talked about.
Right,
thank you
so much. Thank you so much. Anyone to share the last one? Preferably a female. Who is going to do that? Hey, so does it mean only these three had something? Okay. Okay, so give us your name.
My name is Marvelous Sally.
Marvelous, tell us, what did you pick from today's message? Not alone what he said, but what did you pick as an individual you're going to work on?
For me, what I really took from him was that he telling us that to be a successor, you need to be a very disciplined person. And for me as an individual, for me to achieve my goal, I think what he really said was true, and that I need to be a disciplined person. And I also want to encourage my dear friends to also be disciplined as I'm going to be from now on.
All right, we hope so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, class. Okay.
I'm Agboche Robert.
And you are?
Agboche Robert.
Okay, so you are the...
I am the mathematics and science teacher for GHS 1 and then GHS 2.
So tell us, having been inspired by Prof today, what is the message, and looking forward for especially students of this school, what do you make out of this discussion today?
Yes, this discussion or this message that Prof brought couldn't be any better, because these days when we have Western culture eating so deep into morality and then taking the very fiber of society away, I think that it's good and timely that he came to talk about discipline and being honest. This will go a long way to propel our dream of restoring the lost hope, which is our culture, okay, which has been taken away by Western culture. And then this will also go a long way to build that spirit of hard work, honesty, and truthfulness among the students. And I think that will have a better society in future. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome.
That's all. I think it's okay. What's it? No, it didn't happen.
Now, President John Mahama has tasked the Ghana Armed Forces to immediately strategize and work towards countering any possible terrorist attack in the country, saying that activities of Boko Haram and other such groups in the sub-region are rife and threaten global peace. The President was addressing the rank and file of the Ghana Armed Forces at the Burma camp on Tuesday.
In the world today, global threats are changing. And as they change, we also must adapt our strategy to ensure that we continue to keep our nation safe. Currently, in the West African sub-region, the rise of Boko Haram in Nigeria is a phenomenon that we need to keep an eye on. Terrorism is not a new phenomenon in the world, but the new dimensions that it is taking are threatening global peace. And it requires sophistication, it requires training to be able to deal with it. And so we're asking the High Command to outline a strategy for training and preparation in the event that we are confronted with any such threat. And so the High Command would have to look at your policies and strategies and adapt them to meet.
You're watching News Today. Now, to our earlier story, as part of efforts to entrench Ghana's democratic process, the National Commission for Civic Education has begun its week-long public education program with a focus on individual acts of indiscipline that affect the nation. Matilda Homega spoke with Professor Ajiman Badu Akosa, former Director General for the Ghana Health Service. Right, we'll bring you that soundbite later. But government says it is aiming to double access to potable water by the year 2025. Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing Collins Dauda, who announced this at the 35th anniversary of the World Vision Ghana, indicated that government bases its confidence on the significant improvement seen in rural and urban water supply between 2001 and 2014. Now, I'll bring you the story later. Let's listen quickly to Professor Ajiman Badu Akosa.
Not but an eyelid. It's important that some of us who believe have achieved something in society must give back to society. And coming back to Baleshi, a school very close to where I live, for me was probably the easiest thing that I could do. And having come here, I've spoken to the students for a whole hour on discipline. Because for me, I believe that discipline is the key to success. If you're indisciplined, forget it. But if you're disciplined, you can organize yourself, you can plan, you can dream big and work hard to achieve your dream. And that is the message I've given to the kids of Baleshi, Baleshi Presby JHS today. And I hope that it would become, a rallying cry for them. I have said that they should be better every day than they were the day before. And they should ask themselves before they pray and go to sleep, what is it that they have done today that makes them better than they were yesterday? And if they take stock of that all the time, I think it will be a very good pointer for them. I shared my life story with them, and I hope that some people will take something out of it. I started school in Asante Mampong, St. Monica's Primary School, but I dreamt big, and this is where I am. So I hope that some of the young lads from La Baleshi would also dream big, and one day they will be back somewhere to also talk to the students of whatever school.
Celebrating citizenship throughout the country, what particular message do you have in general for the youth of Ghana, especially in building our democracy?
Well, let them say that, I say that Ghana is a beautiful country. Ghana is God's own country. It cannot be at the center of the world for nothing. And I believe that all of them, and I kept telling them that they should ask God why he chose to make them Ghanaians and commune with God. And he will tell them that he made them Ghanaians so that they will use their creativity, their imagination, and their talent to build up this country. This country can only be built by Ghanaians. And I put them in our cultural context. That you see, when they were being named, there was water there, there was alcohol there, there was salt, there was sugar. In most of our cultures, that's what they do. That if you drink water, don't come and say you've drank alcohol. If you drink alcohol, don't come and say you drank water. So honesty is at the heart of the Ghanaian culture. And I just want them to maintain that. Be of high integrity, be an honest person, be disciplined, and success would always come as a result of being disciplined. And as far as I'm concerned, that is the kind of message we should send to the citizens of this country. Because if all of us are honest, if all of us are selfless, if we are not greedy, if we are not arrogant, if we are humble and we respect each other, this will be a lovely country. And I tell you, even in the midst of the difficulties, it is still the best country in this world. Thank you. Yes.
Now, government says it is aiming to double access to potable water by the year 2025. Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing, Counter Dauda, who announced this at the 35th anniversary of World Vision Ghana, indicates that government bases its confidence on the significant improvement seen in rural and urban water supply between 2001 and 2014.
The World Vision Ghana marked its 35th anniversary with various presentations on its achievements and contributions to the provision of basic necessities for the country. According to a statement presented by the National Director of World Vision, Hubert Charles, in 2013, World Vision Ghana invested more than $4 million to increase access to water in over 150 deprived communities. The World Vision, in addition to providing access to potable water, implemented food and nutrition interventions, including education caregivers on appropriate feeding practices, holding food demonstration sessions, and promoting exclusive breastfeeding through mother-to-child support group in programmed communities, among others. With only 14% of Ghana's population with access to improved toilet facilities and close to 20% continue to indulge in open defecation due to lack of access to adequate water and sanitation, the World Vision believes their contribution is significant.
Over the past 3 years, World Vision has reached at least 3.5 million people with water, sanitation and hygiene. World Vision globally reaches one person every 30 seconds with clean water. We hope that in Ghana we'll be able to reach 10 million people by 2016. It is therefore not surprising that our theme for the 35th anniversary celebration is "Every child deserves clean water." Access to clean water, improved sanitation, and better hygiene practice holds the key to poverty reduction and socio-economic development. Clean water and good environmental sanitation are necessary determinants of child survival.
Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing, Counter Dauda, who applauded the efforts of World Vision Ghana, intimated government has made considerable strides in providing access to potable water and sanitation.
As 2001, rural water coverage was estimated at 41%. We are talking about coverage of water in 1979, when in my village, for example, there was not even one borehole, and we're drawing water from a stream at the outskirts of the village. Government has made efforts to improve this, and as of today, both rural and urban water coverage stand at 64% and 65% respectively. We will not be complacent with this noble achievement, but will continue with our efforts to attain 100% water coverage by 2025.
In many rural communities in Ghana, the search for water for households is said to have negatively affected the growth and development of children, particularly the girl child. World Vision believes that child mortality rates drop by half when a community gains access to clean water. Deputy Minister for Gender and Social Protection, Benita Okitidua, pledged her ministry's continued support to protecting children and society. The group launched their 2013 annual report, Cut a Cake, and also unveiled their new logo to mark their 35th anniversary. The anniversary was on the theme, "Every child deserves clean water."
You're watching News Today. I'll be right back. Let's get into business now. And the US dollar Forex Bureau in Ghana is close to hitting 3 cedis. It has been at 2.97 pesos or 2.97 cedis for some time now. And the currency analysts fear it may hit 3 cities by the middle of next month if current conditions don't improve. The cedi has fast depreciated against the dollar in the first quarter of the year, pushing the Bank of Ghana to introduce new and revised forex rules in February to save it from further fall. Now, there's the conversation we want to have. Why won't the cedi stop falling against other major trading currencies on the currency market? Raymond Avonyo is joining me via Skype, and we'll talk about this matter over the next few minutes. Thank you very much, Raymond, for your time.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you too, Raymond. Why won't the cedi stop falling against the major trading currencies on the forex market?
Well, that's an interesting one. The challenges of the cedi will not stop. It's just about demand and supply. The policies that were put in place by the Bank of Ghana a few months ago are somewhat cosmetic, in my opinion, because people using the European and the dollar and any other currency will always find their methods of getting their currencies and using it for their business. It's about what we studied way back in junior high school and senior high school. It's about production. If you have an economy that is not producing, irrespective of measures you put in place, it won't change anything. The cedi is going to keep falling. It's a free fall. 2 months from now, it's even going to be worse than 3.0 because it's going to hit 3.0. And after some time, before the end of the year, if measures are not taken properly, it's going to hit 3.2. And nothing will stop it till we start doing the right things. I mean, we are living in an import-oriented economy. Even the meat we eat, 80% of the meat we eat in Ghana is imported. So if you are importing 80% of your food, which currency are you buying it in? Is it a cedi? No, it's not. So it's not going to well till we start doing something about our systems here, our production system.
But the central bank has introduced measures, and one would imagine that these measures would have yielded something by now.
I'll give you a scenario. You have a car that is not performing, okay? There are several reasons why a car will not perform. The fuel system, the tires may be bad, but if you just tackle one area, just the tires, what about the engine? If the engine has no oil, if there's no fuel in it, you're still not going to get to Kumasi. So the fact is not about those measures. Those things are cosmetic. They can hold the economy for about 2-3 months. After 2-3 months, demand and supply is going to take in. The market is going to price all those actions and decide where the price is going to be. So irrespective of the actions, nothing will work. After 2-3 months, prices will change. So we should look at changing our approach to things in Ghana and rather focus on production and build up factories. I mean, set up technology cities in Accra, Kumasi, the North, the Volta region. If we have technology cities, for example, the Volta region happens to be our Greek technology city where we're producing rice, and the North is our meat basket, and we come to Accra, we have ICT in Accra, we go to Kumasi and we have, magazine, and you produce car parts, car knobs, engine parts, engine heads, then you have a proper economy. But if you're not doing anything, and if you are importing 40-footer loads of handkerchiefs, with which money are you doing that?
That's going to take a very long time, perhaps forever to happen.
It is going to take a very long time. If you need to solve it, a permanent solution takes time. It's only temporary things that take a quick fix. But if we want a permanent solution, we must reorient Ghanaians and reorient our leadership, and civil society must get serious and forget about partisan stuff. That is when our economy is going to grow. Otherwise, we're just going to be suffering.
But as a consumer, I expect that these measures that were put in place by the central bank will not only be a gimmick act, but then would actually help in stabilizing the cedi, even if it's not going to bring it down. And then I'm wondering, why won't the Bank of Ghana just review these measures?
Those may be political. I don't know the details why they will not review the measures. But the solutions is what I can tell you. Why they have taken such a decision, I don't know. But it will not help. Okay.
Their inability to review these measures, how does that tell on a bid to capture the free fall of the cedi?
Say again, please.
The central bank's inability to review the measures they put in place to arrest the free fall of the cedi. How does that tell on the very thing they are intending to stop? Hello, Raymond, are you there? Well, I think we've lost Raymond there, but well, we have lost Raymond, and so we would try and get Raymond back over Skype in the course of the broadcast. Well, we've been talking about the free fall of the cedi and why, in spite of the measures put in place by the central bank, very little is seen of capturing the free fall of the Ghanaian currency as against the major trading currencies on the forex market. I was telling you that as of now in Forex Bureau, the Ghana cedi is close to hitting 3 cedis, and it's been at 2.97 pesos for some time now. I mean, if you're like me, you're expecting that it will stop increasing against these major trading currencies. Let's quickly move on to some other business stories. And 5 out of the 10 indigenous cocoa processing companies in the country owe the Ghana Cocoa Board $250 million in unpaid bills under the old bean supply agreements. Now, that development has compelled Cocoa Board to take drastic measures to halt the continuous supply of cocoa beans to the companies to save the board from bankruptcy. The move is likely to affect more than 6,000 permanent and casual workers of the companies and their outsourced service providers across the country. The amount owed Cocoa Board ranges from $3 million to more than $50 million per company since 2010. And well, if you're looking for some advice, business consultant Ishmael Yamson has identified the unwillingness of most entrepreneurs to relinquish management of their businesses to professionals as one of the major reasons why they fail. Though there's been a sharp increase in the number of new firms in recent years, he says business owners must come to appreciate that they may not necessarily be good managers. He was speaking on Joy FM Super Morning Show.
His call comes at a time when the Ghana cedi trades 3 cedi to the US dollar, a record depreciation since the new currency was introduced in 2007. Businesses are having to deal with erratic electricity supply, high interest rates on loan, and a general public dissatisfaction because high cost of living is eroding incomes. The challenges culminated in the first National Economic Forum, which concluded on the year to be implemented century consensus. But armed with over 18 years leadership experience, Dr. Ishmael Yamson says Ghana should see great opportunities in the current crisis. But Ishmael Yamson, credited with the transformation of Unilever Ghana Limited during his 18-year leadership on the moving consumer goods company, sees great avenues for wealth creation and businesses. He explained, at Unilever, it became difficult for the company to give out goods on credit because giving credit is cost to you. He said he stopped Unilever from giving out credits and got banks to finance distributors. He went on to point out how he doubled the company's fortunes after he simplified interventions between the time consumers make an order and got delivery in 4 simple processes. In difficult times such as Ghana's current economic problems, businesses and Ghanaians must learn to do things differently, the consultant advised.